Hi, we'll discuss about applications of hydrogen bond. It will be the continuation video of the previous one, that is hydrogen bonding. KHF2, this compound exists. KHCl2, this compound doesn't exist. The reason is in KHF2 you can expect hydrogen bonding. Okay, now in KHF2, because of the hydrogen bonding, this compound is going to be existing and KHCl2 won't exist. One other question they can ask you is HF and water, which will be having stronger hydrogen bond. HF will be having strong hydrogen bond, no doubt, but boiling point of water is high. Okay, boiling point of water is greater than HF, even though HF is having strong hydrogen bond. How HF is having strong hydrogen bonds? The reason for that is very simple. Here, the attractive force is between a very high electronegative element. In case of water, it is oxygen electronegativity is less. So higher the electronegativity, the strength of the hydrogen bond is more. Hydrogen bond strength of HF is greater than water. Okay, now then when hydrogen fluoride is having stronger hydrogen bond than H2O, then its boiling point should be more. But interestingly, when you see the boiling point, HF boiling point is very less when you compare with the water. Why? What is the advantage of water here? That again can be explained by two things. Each water molecule forms four hydrogen bonds. One, I will give you a lone pair here, another lone pair here, hydrogen and hydrogen. Easy way of understanding. This is forming one hydrogen bond. It is forming two hydrogen bond. It can form one hydrogen bond. It can form one more hydrogen bond. So oxygen can form two hydrogen bonds, like tetrahedral type of geometry, and these are going to have two more. So total four hydrogen bonds will be there. But in case of HF, 1, 1. So number of hydrogen bonds formed in case of water are going to be double. Let us say if you are taking 100 molecules of hydrogen of water, so it is going to 100 molecules I am taking. Okay, now this is just for calculation purpose. It is not possible to take 100 molecules, but for easy understanding. So now here number of hydrogen bonds are going to be 400, and here number of hydrogen bonds are going to be only 200. Okay, second thing is that is, if you want to convert this into vapor, you need to break all the hydrogen bonds. Okay, now in vapor state, if you want to convert this into vapor, you need to break all the 400. But in this case, what happens is, in vapor state, it can exist like HF taken 6. HF taken 6 means HF. Like this, if you see, at least there should be 5 hydrogen bonds between them. To hold 6 units, there should be 5 hydrogen bonds. So there is no need to break all the 200 bonds. You can break only 200 by 5. So 40 is enough. Here you need to break 400. Here you need to break only 40. Okay, now in HF you are breaking only 40 hydrogen bonds because, for example, it is the 6 HF unit chain. Cut here, that's enough. All these 6 will go HF taken 6. In the vapor state it is possible. But H2O taken 2, H2O taken 3, H2O taken 4, not possible in the vapor state. It must be individual molecule. So you are going to break every bond here. But in this case, after every 60, if you are cutting one, that's enough. There is no need to break everyone. So obviously the hydrogen fluoride will be having lesser boiling point. Similarly, acetic acid type of molecules, if you see, they can form hydrogen bonding. Acetic acid, that's why they are existing in the dimeric form. This is the case, you can see. It's the hydrogen bond. CH3COOH, CH3COOH. It is because of this hydrogen bonding, it is going to be a dimer. We can say it's a dimeric unit because of hydrogen bonding. Ice also you can expect hydrogen bonds, and ice density is less than water. That is also explained by on the basis of hydrogen bonding only. Because in ice, for example, this is water. When they are forming like this, generally they form hexagonal rings. In this, all this space is going to be vacant. So ice is going to be like having more volume, actually the density of ice is going to be less. That's why ice floats on water. Ice hydrogen bonding is there, water hydrogen bonding is there. In ice, extensive hydrogen bonding is there, but all the water molecules are forming like a 6-member hexagonal units. Between them some vacant spaces are there. Because of that, the volume is more and the density is going to be less. That's why ice floats on water. We know about DNA. Okay, now in DNA also, the two helical strands are tied by hydrogen bonds only. In general, they will be having hydrogen bonds only. And one very interesting point is solubility. We have one idea, like dissolves in like. Like dissolves like means polar solvents good for ionic compounds, non-polar compounds, non-polar solvents you can say good for covalent. Water is a very good example of polar solvent. So ionic compounds like sodium chloride, potassium chloride are soluble in water. And what we are discussing, non-polar means all the organic compounds you can take. Organic compounds are going to be covalent. So organic compound solubility in non-polar solvents is acceptable. But there are few like alcohols, acids, amines. They are soluble in water. Water is polar. These are going to be non-polar. They are covalent. Covalent should not dissolve in polar solvents. Not like that. Alcohols can be soluble. Acids can be soluble. Phenol is soluble. Amines are soluble because of only reason is hydrogen bond. Because of the formation of the hydrogen bond, some compounds are going to be soluble in water. So this you can't explain on the concept of like dissolves like, even though they are not like, they are getting dissolved. The reason for that is hydrogen bond, because of the formation of the hydrogen bond. And in general, whenever you are discussing about organic chemistry, we say one very strong statement there. A carbon atom cannot hold two OH groups. But in this case, it is exception. Okay, now this is called chloral hydrate. In this chloral hydrate, you can see hydrogen bonding here. Just how I told you, chlorine generally won't form, very rarely it forms, and this is one of the example. Between oxygen, hydrogen, and this oxygen hydrogen, that's covalent bond. But this hydrogen and chlorine, that is going to be a van der Waals attraction. Because of this van der Waals attraction, this group is going to be stable. If these are not formed, simply it loses water molecule and turns into chloral. Chloral means CCl3CHO. Chloral hydrate means CCl3CHOH taken twice. This is stable, generally used in preparation of cheap liquor. What you see in villages, cheap liquor formation will be there, and that for that purpose we use chloral hydrate. And this is one example. And intramolecular, intermolecular also, based on that, again some questions are possible. Orthonitrophenol, paranitrophenol, if you see. Orthonitrophenol will be like this, and paranitrophenol, if you see, like this. The boiling point type of concepts, when you are seeing, paranitrophenol will be having more. All paras in general, they will be having more. The reason for that is, here intramolecular hydrogen bonding is possible, here intermolecular hydrogen bonding is possible. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding increases. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding increases the association. When the association increases, definitely the boiling points and all will be increasing. So these are some applications of hydrogen bonding. Just to go through with this. If you find any doubts, just message me. Thank you.